Hello everybody, it's Majo. In today's topic is present perfect and verb to speech. Yay! Well, and past perfect. Well, first we must know its structure, and it is positive form. We got subject plus auxiliary had plus verb in past participle plus complement, and yeah. In negative form, we have subject plus auxiliary had plus not plus the verb in past participle plus the complement. And in interrogative questions, in interrogative form, we have auxiliary had plus the subject plus the verb in past participle plus the complement plus the question mark. Well, this past tense, past perfect tense, links one event on the past to another time further in the past. I mean, both events are in the past, but let me explain. For instance, we have when we got there, everybody had left. So, those both events are in the past, but one is more in the past than the other. I don't know if I can explain myself. I mean, when everyone have left before we got there. Can I explain myself? Yeah, I can. I think I do. Well, some similarities between past perfect and present perfect are that both tenses are in the past, but past perfect. I mean, present perfect is the past of the present, but past present is the past. Is the past of the past. I explain myself here. So yeah, that's basically the difference between them. Past perfect also have time words or some clue words to recognize this tense. Some of these words are the words for and since to talk about time. For instance, we have been in Cairo for 2 months, or we have been in Cairo since December. The words already, just, and recently. For example, I have already passed my driving test, or I have just passed my driving test, or I have recently passed my driving test. And also the words first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and all those ordinary numbers, I think they are called. For instance, I was the first I met her, or I was the second I met her, and well, yeah. Also, there are another words or common phrases which we can recognize in past perfect. Those are by or by the time. For instance, by 6:30, everyone had left, or by the time we arrived, the film had finished. So we have the words when, after, before, and as soon as. Well, with this word, we use the past perfect with the first action that happened. For instance, when I got up, the other had already left. For instance, also, we did the washing up as soon as our guests had left. Some cases where the past perfect is optional, we have three of them. The first one is we don't usually use the past perfect when the sequence of events in the past time is clear. For instance, if we know that an event had finished, so we don't have to use past perfect, because if it finished, it's past simple, and that's it. For instance, I had a shower and went to the bed. Another case is when we use when with the past perfect. It means that the first action was finished when the second action happened. For instance, the game had finished when we arrived. You see? And we also don't use past perfect where are two past simple verbs. This happened when two events passed at the same time, so neither of both are in the past. or are, well, they happen um, at the same time, so it's not any event after or before another. For instance, the game started when we arrived. You see? Well, now I'm going to talk about report to speech and report to questions. Well, report to speech basically it's easy. It's a change of tenses. When we change to direct speech to direct to report to speech, sorry, we must move a tense backward. For instance, if you say something in present simple and another person wants to repeat what you said, that person is going to talk, is going to say what you said in past simple. For instance, if my brother said, "I'm hungry," so I would go and tell my mom and said, "My brother said he was hungry." So you see, my brother talked in present simple and I reported in past simple. And that's basically what you have to do with all tenses. So if it's in present simple, we have to move to past simple. If it's in past simple, to past perfect, because we already saw that past perfect was the past of the past, so it's not a tense. Um, After past perfect is past perfect, and that's it. So from present perfect to past perfect to present continuous to past continuous to it's going to change the auxiliary. So if the auxiliary is in present, is, or are, the past of going to is going to be was. I mean, yeah, was, were, going to, the past, um, the reported part. Yeah. For will and won't is going to be would and wouldn't, and for can or can't are going to be could and couldn't. Reported speech, there are kind of a structure or a way to know you are reporting or you're going to report a direct speech. For instance, you said, she told me, she asked, or she wanted to know if. Those are like the beginning of a report, and you're going to recognize them. Um, yeah, you're going to recognize them. You're going to recognize the report speech. Something really important to remember in report to speech is that we have to be careful with changes in place and time. For instance, if you say, "I had an awful time last year," the reported part is going to be, "He had an awful time the previous year or the year before." You see? Or if I said, "I'm leaving tomorrow," the reported part is going to be, he was leaving the next day. You see, tomorrow, next day, last year, previous year, or the year before, from also here to there. Also remember that words or modal verbs like would, could, should, ought, might, those are not going to change in report to speech. And that's it. Thank you for watching. See you in another occasion, or not. And thank you. Bye.